Hey babes, what's up? Welcome to my channel, and my name is X if you don't know me. And today I have a new video, and it will be about my review and first impressions on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. It has been released since July or last July, but I only got a hold of this baby 2 weeks ago, and I reckon that I'd share with you what my insights on the product are. So basically, if you are watching YouTube, this palette is actually one of the most controversial palettes this year. It has outraged a lot of people, but there's no harm in trying, so I'll be trying it with all of you guys. So this palette is actually said to be the sister to the modern Renaissance, and here they are side by side. They really look very cute together, and I have not used this palette on my eyes yet, but I have been playing with it. I have been doing swatches and dipping my brush on it, so it looks a bit used already. So but don't worry, I will be with you today for us to experience this palette together. So it has 14 shades, and it has a large mirror, and it really reminds me of the fall season. So if you want to see what look I have or I could do with this palette, so please keep on watching. So you are in for a closer look of my face. Pardon me, I have a lot of pores. So I will begin by priming my eyelids. I already put concealer earlier, and I will be putting in some of my setting powder. The brush that comes with the palette, I will go in with Dawn, and I will put it on my whole eyelid. If you want to see the kickback every time you dip your brush into a shade, this is it. I hope my camera captures it, but I could see a lot of fallout. But so far, it's the shade is really soft and it blends really well. With a fluffy blending brush, I will go in with the shade Roxy, this peachy orange shade in here, to deepen my crease. Alright, and by the way, I did not put anything on my face yet, because I'm aware that this palette has a lot of, it's a lot of kickback, so it's better to have no face makeup yet. We've come to the interesting part. Using a smaller blending brush, I will be dipping into All Star to add some dimension on the outer corner. So far, the shades are actually blending in really well. I like it just so far, but here's a close-up of the kickback every time you dip your brush into the shade. In fairness, this shade All Star does not really have a lot of kickback compared to Roxy. So I'll be bringing it up into the crease. And I will be blowing it outwards, just for it to have like a blown out, elongated look to it. So I really don't know what shades, or I really actually don't know what to do, or what look should I do when I looked at this, and I'm really nervous, but please be with me. Alright, so the next shade that I'm dipping into is this one. It's Axis. It's a pretty teal color. It's kind of like my hair, and I will be putting it on my eyelid, just on the center part. Shade is actually a bit patchy, but I really love the color. I will be dipping into Rowdy. This one here, it's a muted dark plum shade. Ooh, some shades actually does not have a lot of kickback, unlike the other shades. And I will be blending Axis and All Star together, and just darkening my outer corner. With All Star, I will be blending everything together. A flat brush, I'll be going in with Edge. By the way, guys, I'm using a lot of colors as much as I could, so that we could test everything out. Right, I will be putting Edge into my inner lid, just for it to blend with Axis. Ooh, so now I look like a peacock or a parrot, but I like it. I like the blendability of everything so far. Alright, blending brush, I will be blending everything in. And the best part, using my detail brush, I'll be going in electric. Alright, so it says on the description that it's a duochrome. Mine's a little patchy, and some of the Roxy actually spread into my electric, so it looks like this. Pardon me if my camera is not focusing. Alright, so I will be putting it on my inner corner. It's a bit hot here at home. And by the way, I'm filming on our living room again, and if you could see the tree, our Christmas tree is already up. Right, so a lot of YouTubers that I have watched actually say that electric is a transformer shade, but I don't really like it so far. It's a bit patchy. The consistency of the shadow is like the ColourPop Super Shock Cheeks. Alright, let me try putting it using my finger. Alright, so you have to try to apply it using your finger, right? On my lower lash line, I will be going in with All Star. And just blending it with my upper lash line. My inner lower lid, I will be putting in, I think I will be putting in, let me see, I really can't decide. Alright, I will be putting in New Wave. Bahala na ito, mga friends. Alright, I hope that my camera could pick it up, but it's really blending nicely. So using the brush that came with the palette, I'll be dipping in again to All Star and blending them both together. Babes, I am back, and actually I did some work in between filming my final thoughts on the palette. So as you can see, I already have falsies, my mascara, and I already finished the lower part of the eye makeup. And so if you're asking what are my final thoughts with the Subculture palette, if you want it, or if you really like it and you have some extra money to shell out, then go ahead and buy it, because trust me, it will not make you sleep at night. So as you could see, my makeup, or the eye makeup, is a bit darker than when I put it in earlier. So that's another con with this palette. The shades are actually oxidizing. If you're a beginner, I'd say that you don't need this palette because it has a lot of kick up, it's powdery, it has a lot of pigment, it has good payoff, but you might be a bit shocked that when you put just a little on your brush and when you put it on your eyelid, it definitely has a really pigmented payoff to it. Again, if you're not fond of bright, or I mean muted, bold looks, then you should not get this palette. But if you're fond of Art Deco, eclectic colors in your eyeshadow palette, then I recommend that you get this one, because this one is a good addition to your collection. Final thoughts. Again, if you're not, or if you're only using eyeshadow for a monochrome look or for a day look, or if you're actually working in the office and you need to brighten up your your makeup look, then you don't need to have this palette because it has a lot of different shades and it's complementary. There are analogous shades in here, not really more of a monochrome. The only monochromatic shades that I see in here are the peaches, the oranges. You could do some with the greens and the teals, but that's a bit dark for a day look or for an office look. So well, for me, I love collecting makeup, so I got hold of this palette and I think I'm really loving it, and I will be using it for a lot of my alternative makeup looks that I will be doing in the future. The price point here in the Philippines, this palette sells for 2,800 pesos. That's roughly $50+. If you really love makeup, then go ahead and grab this one. Alright, so again, simply putting it, if you're a beginner, don't get this palette, but if you're already a makeup junkie, then go ahead and get this one. This palette is really beautiful. Right, so again, my name is X, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. See you next video, and I love you, babes. Mwah.